The CRP test serves as a remarkable window into our health, offering insight into processes that are otherwise invisible to us. Imagine the body as a bustling city with countless activities occurring simultaneously, most of them hidden from plain view. While we may walk through life feeling fine, quietly beneath the surface, tiny signs of stress or imbalance may be emerging. Inflammation is one of those subtle signals, and CRP, or C-reactive protein, acts as a messenger, carrying information about what is happening deep within. It is not simply a number on a lab report. It is a reflection of the body's ongoing conversation with itself, a tangible way of seeing how the immune system responds to both immediate threats and chronic challenges. In older adults, this awareness is particularly valuable because it allows us to detect early signs of stress or strain before they manifest as disease, giving the opportunity to act proactively rather than reactively. The beauty of the CRP test is that it translates invisible processes into concrete information that we can understand and respond to. When CRP levels are elevated, even slightly, it signals that somewhere in the body there is inflammation, which might result from an infection, tissue stress, or the accumulation of low-grade, long-term factors like poor diet, lack of movement, or chronic stress. By measuring CRP, we gain a perspective on health that goes far beyond outward appearance or how we feel on a daily basis. It allows us to appreciate that health is not only what we see, but what is occurring on a microscopic and biochemical level. Understanding this gives us power. It empowers us to take action that can truly shift our well-being, because once we know where stress or imbalance exists, we can implement lifestyle choices to reduce it. Every meal, every movement, every moment of mindfulness has the potential to influence CRP levels. The test also fosters a deeper connection with our bodies, encouraging curiosity and attentiveness. Instead of waiting for symptoms to appear, we can listen to these molecular signals and respond with care, adjusting habits and routines to nurture the body. In this sense, the CRP test is more than a medical tool. It is a guide, a form of feedback that bridges the gap between our conscious choices and the hidden processes of our biology. It reminds us that what we do each day, the foods we eat, the activity we embrace, the sleep we prioritize, and the ways we manage stress are all contributing to the inflammatory signals that CRP measures. For older adults especially, this is transformative because it demonstrates that health is dynamic and responsive. Even if past habits have been less than ideal, present and future choices have the power to shift these signals in a positive direction. CRP gives us a lens to witness that change, to see the tangible results of proactive care, and to understand that small, consistent adjustments can influence long-term health in profound ways. It is both a reflection and a reminder that the body communicates constantly, and that by listening, we gain clarity, foresight, and the ability to nurture our well-being at every stage of life. Lifestyle has a profound and measurable influence on CRP, demonstrating that the choices we make every day have a direct impact on our internal health. What we eat, how we move, the quality of our sleep, and the ways we manage stress are not just abstract habits. They are signals that shape our body's inflammatory response. When we nourish ourselves with whole, unprocessed foods, rich in vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats, we are actively supporting our body's ability to maintain balance and reduce unnecessary inflammation. Colorful fruits and vegetables, for example, are packed with antioxidants and phytochemicals that neutralize stress at the cellular level, helping to calm the immune system and lower CRP levels. Lean proteins, nuts, seeds, and sources of omega-3 fatty acids, such as salmon or flax seeds, provide the building blocks for tissue repair and regulate inflammatory pathways, quietly guiding the body toward equilibrium. Even small, consistent dietary changes can produce noticeable improvements over time, offering older adults a powerful way to influence their long-term health without dramatic overhauls or strict regimens. Alongside nutrition, regular movement is equally essential in shaping CRP. Exercise, even in light or moderate forms, signals the body to reduce inflammatory activity, improve circulation, and strengthen cardiovascular resilience. Walking, gentle stretching, swimming, yoga, or simple bodyweight exercises help the body stay mobile, flexible, and energized, while simultaneously lowering the biochemical markers of stress that contribute to elevated CRP. The remarkable thing about this is that exercise doesn't need to be extreme or exhausting to have an effect. Consistency and enjoyment are far more important than intensity, and finding movement that feels good fosters long-term adherence and cumulative benefits. Sleep, too, plays a crucial role. During restful sleep, the body performs vital repair and detoxification processes, helping to regulate immune activity and maintain balance in inflammatory pathways. Chronic sleep deprivation or disrupted sleep cycles can subtly elevate CRP over time, even if we feel outwardly fine. Prioritizing quality rest, setting consistent sleep schedules, creating a calming nighttime environment, and managing exposure to stressors before bed allows the body to reset and lowers the inflammatory load. Stress management, though often overlooked, is another cornerstone of lifestyle influence. Chronic stress triggers the release of cortisol and other hormones that can promote inflammation, contributing to higher CRP levels. Mindfulness practices, meditation, deep breathing exercises, and spending time in nature provide the body with signals of safety and relaxation, actively counteracting stress-induced inflammation. Together, diet, movement, sleep, and stress management create a synergistic effect, gently lowering CRP and nurturing resilience. For older adults, understanding this connection is empowering because it reveals that health is not static or predetermined. Every choice matters, and even incremental improvements accumulate over time to produce measurable changes in CRP and overall well-being. By embracing lifestyle as a tool rather than a burden, older adults can actively influence their internal environment, reduce inflammation, and create a foundation of vitality that supports heart health, joint flexibility, energy, and mental clarity. Lifestyle choices are not just habits, they are messages we send to our body, and CRP is a mirror reflecting how well those messages are received, giving insight into the profound connection between daily actions and long-term health. Small, consistent actions have an extraordinary ability to influence CRP and overall health, showing that wellness is less about dramatic changes and more about the everyday choices we make. It can be easy to think that only extreme interventions or rigorous routines will create meaningful impact, but the reality is that gentle, steady habits compound over time, producing measurable results both inside and outside the body. Every walk taken, every nutritious meal consumed, every moment of mindfulness, and every night of quality sleep sends signals to your cells, telling them that your body is valued, supported, and cared for. These choices, while seemingly small on their own, accumulate like drops in a reservoir, gradually shifting internal processes such as inflammation and CRP levels in a positive direction. The beauty of this is that it empowers older adults to take control of their health without feeling overwhelmed, showing that vitality is accessible at any stage of life. Consider movement. A daily 20-minute walk, stretching, or light yoga may feel minor, yet these consistent efforts stimulate circulation, improve joint flexibility, support heart health, and lower inflammatory markers. Over weeks and months, the body responds in subtle but meaningful ways, reducing CRP, improving energy, and enhancing resilience. These benefits are not theoretical, they are tangible reflections of the body adapting to consistent, supportive habits. Nutrition, too, thrives under the principle of consistency. Choosing whole, anti-inflammatory foods regularly, rather than sporadically, sends a clear message to the body that it is being nourished with care. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, lean proteins, and healthy fats help reduce inflammation gradually, and the effects are reflected in lower CRP levels. Even small adjustments, such as adding a serving of vegetables to each meal or incorporating a handful of nuts daily, build over time into a lifestyle that actively supports internal health. Sleep and stress management operate under the same principle. Consistent sleep schedules, nightly rituals that promote relaxation, and small moments of mindfulness throughout the day all influence the body's inflammatory response. By maintaining these practices consistently, the body learns to regulate itself more effectively, producing a lasting effect on CRP and overall well-being. The key insight here is that health is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Small steps, repeated day after day, create a foundation for resilience, energy, and vitality. For older adults, this realization is particularly empowering because it emphasizes agency and control. Even if past habits have not been ideal, the present moment offers an opportunity to begin anew, and consistent, thoughtful actions will create measurable improvements in both inflammation and overall health. This approach transforms health into a journey rather than a destination, where daily choices become the instruments of change, and the body responds in kind. It demonstrates that aging is not synonymous with decline, but an opportunity to cultivate habits that reinforce vitality, reduce CRP, and foster energy, flexibility, and mental clarity, all through the cumulative power of small, consistent, and mindful actions. Mindset plays a profound role in shaping health outcomes, and it has a surprisingly measurable impact on inflammation and CRP levels. How we think about our health, how we perceive our daily choices, and the attitude we bring to self-care all send signals to the body that influence its internal balance. When we approach our health with curiosity, optimism, and patience, the body responds in ways that amplify the benefits of our efforts. Stress, negativity, or feelings of helplessness, on the other hand, can subtly elevate CRP and other markers of inflammation, even when we are eating well or exercising regularly. This shows that health is not just a matter of physical action, but a dynamic interplay between mind and body. Cultivating a positive mindset does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means consciously choosing to focus on what is within our control, to see each small action as a meaningful contribution to long-term wellness, and to embrace progress over perfection. For older adults, this perspective is particularly powerful because it transforms the way we think about aging. Instead of viewing it as a time of inevitable decline, we can see it as a stage in life where deliberate, thoughtful choices create real improvements in energy, mobility, and overall vitality. When we believe that our actions matter, we are more likely to follow through with them consistently, whether that's committing to a daily walk, choosing anti-inflammatory foods, prioritizing restful sleep, or managing stress through mindfulness practices. This consistency, fueled by a positive mindset, reinforces the body's natural ability to regulate inflammation and lower CRP levels over time. Mindset also shapes resilience. Life inevitably presents challenges, and the way we respond to setbacks can influence the body at a biochemical level. Choosing patience and persistence instead of frustration or defeat allows the body to maintain balance rather than becoming caught in cycles of stress and inflammation. Every moment of intentional positivity, every act of self-care undertaken with awareness and purpose strengthens not just the mind, but the body, creating a feedback loop where confidence, optimism, and action reinforce each other. It's remarkable to realize that the same mind that worries or doubts can also inspire healing, energy, and renewal when directed thoughtfully. By cultivating gratitude for the body's capabilities, celebrating small achievements, and approaching health as a journey of ongoing discovery, older adults can leverage mindset as a tool for profound change. CRP, in this sense, becomes more than a marker of inflammation. It reflects the synergy between mental attitude and physical choices, showing how mindset amplifies or diminishes the impact of our lifestyle decisions. When combined with consistent action, nourishing meals, gentle movement, restorative sleep, and mindful stress management, a positive mindset transforms daily habits into lasting physiological improvements. It reminds us that we are not passive observers of our biology, but active participants capable of influencing internal processes, reducing inflammation, and enhancing vitality through conscious thought, intentional choices, and belief in our own capacity to thrive. CRP is not a verdict, it is a guide, a mirror reflecting the choices we make, the habits we cultivate, and the environment we create for our bodies every day. It reminds us that health is not fixed or predetermined, but dynamic, shaped by the interplay of lifestyle, mindset, and awareness. For older adults, this is both empowering and transformative because it means that no matter age or past habits, we can actively influence our well-being and steer our bodies toward vitality. When CRP levels are elevated, it is not a sentence but a signal, a gentle nudge encouraging reflection and action. It invites us to look closely at what we are feeding our bodies, how we are moving, whether we are resting enough, and how we are managing stress. Each of these elements plays a role in shaping inflammation and the internal environment, and CRP allows us to see the effects of these choices in a tangible way. Understanding this transforms the relationship we have with our bodies. Instead of waiting for symptoms to appear, we can be proactive, responding thoughtfully to signals and guiding our health through consistent, mindful actions. This approach emphasizes agency, showing that we are not powerless against aging, chronic conditions, or cellular processes. Every small action becomes meaningful: a walk taken, a nutrient-rich meal chosen, a night of restful sleep prioritized, a moment of mindfulness observed, all contributing to lowering inflammation and improving CRP levels over time. This cumulative impact demonstrates that our bodies are responsive and adaptable, capable of positive change when nurtured with intention. The CRP test, therefore, becomes a tool of empowerment rather than fear, offering insight into the unseen workings of the body and encouraging habits that reinforce resilience, energy, and vitality. By observing trends in CRP, older adults can witness the results of their actions in real time, creating a sense of accomplishment, motivation, and confidence in their ability to shape their health outcomes. It also fosters patience because meaningful changes in CRP and inflammation do not happen overnight. They are the product of steady, consistent care. This perspective shifts health from being a distant or abstract goal to being an ongoing journey where daily choices carry weight and significance. Each decision becomes an opportunity to send a positive signal to the body, reinforcing balance, reducing inflammation, and supporting long-term well-being. CRP reflects the harmony between proactive habits and mindful awareness, demonstrating that every small, deliberate step accumulates into measurable improvements in internal health. For older adults, this is particularly inspiring because it proves that age does not limit the capacity for transformation. By listening to what CRP reveals, responding with consistent actions, and maintaining a mindset of optimism and curiosity, we become active participants in our health. We gain insight into the profound connection between lifestyle, biology, and long-term vitality. Understanding that every meal, every movement, every moment of rest, and every mindful breath is part of a larger process that shapes our energy, resilience, and quality of life. In this way, CRP is not just a test, it is a guide, a motivator, and a mirror reflecting the potential we hold to nurture, protect, and enhance our health at any stage of life.